Poppasteves here. Today we're talking automation. Now, it's amazing the things that you can build in Minecraft, and they certainly look complicated. But when you really look at them, you'll find that they are just a whole bunch of smaller systems, all put together. Today I'm going to look at building an automatic pumpkin farm. As with most farms, you always start with the collection system. Now, we've seen this. Hoppers into a chest, collect items, but that does have its limitations. Now, if we were to take our line of blocks beside these hopper and extend it out, there's a limit. You can't go too far. That should be good. And I break this one. I'll do the same at this one. Yeah, it's okay. We'll break that one. Now, that leaves us with something that looks like that. Some stairs so I can just get up here. This is a powered rail. Gold, redstone, sticks. These are just regular rails. Iron, sticks, and a power rail at the end. The power rails need to be powered. We use redstone torches. Not regular torches, these are redstone torches. Redstone torch powers that block. That block transfers the power to the rail. With the powered rails at either end, when we place a minecart with a hopper, it will flow back and forth. Minecart with a hopper is a minecart and a hopper crafted together. Okay. These powered rails make it just go back and forth forever. Now, how this works, or the benefit of this system, is it can pick up things through a solid block. In this case I'm using dirt because we're making a pumpkin farm. We'll be using dirt. As you can see, when I throw things down on top of it, they get picked up. That's not just dirt, but it could be cobblestone, redstone. Even throw my sword down there and it'll pick it up. Through the minecart with a hopper, that'll deposit it into this hopper line, and eventually everything comes down to this chest. Okay, this is a system we want to use. Now here, I'm going to place a temporary block there, and now we're going to look at the observer. The observer requires nether quartz. So you have to go to the nether to get this. Now, observer has a face on that end and an output on the other end. On top, there's like an arrowhead, triangle thing. It shows you what direction the signal goes. Let me get some stairs. I'll get up there. There. See the triangle arrowhead thing? That points the direction that the signal comes out. Okay. Now, the signal comes out of the back. It can go into a block. From the block, if we place a piston directly on that block, that will transfer the power into that piston. Now, how the observer works is anytime something changes in front of its face, it sends a signal. So that's placing the block there and removing it. Okay. Also can observe plants growing, but it doesn't see me walking in front of it. Doesn't work like that. But plants growing, dirt's getting farmed, it can detect a lot of things. Okay, so we're talking pumpkin farms here, so I'm going to build the smallest possible pumpkin farm you can make. Grow a pumpkin, you need to have a water source, and right there, and then farmland, and then a block for the pumpkin to grow. Pretty standard things. We plant our pumpkin on that farmed land, and we'll pillar up a little bit and take our observer and place it right on top of that little plant. Just like that. The output signal will be pointing straight up. Okay, so we can see the face is looking directly at that little plant. There's only one block gap between them. We also want a piston here. This will harvest the pumpkin when it grows. Now, to get the signal from the observer into the piston, we'll use redstone dust. Redstone dust on the observer, redstone dust on the piston, and the signal will transfer. Okay, I'll get back down. Now I can use bone meal to speed up the growth of this pumpkin. So when the pumpkin stem grows a little bit, the observer notices that, sends a signal to the piston. This will continue until it's up to full maturity, and then now we're waiting for a pumpkin to grow. Fortunately, I can't bone meal that, so we'll have to wait. Shouldn't be long. There we go. Pumpkin is grown, piston fires, harvests the pumpkin. Now, if we take this system and add it to that system, we can build ourselves a pretty good machine. Let's get over to surviving survival, and we'll put it all together. Okay, got a lot of work today. Build a fully automatic pumpkin growing harvesting machine. Not sure what I want to call it. That certainly is a mouthful. Okay, these are all the items we need. Remember, the observers are news to us, so that is where we needed the nether quartz. We had to travel to the nether to get that. Powered rails, redstone torches. It's pretty self-explanatory inside the crafting table. I've been playing around with spacing and put down blocks just to kind of see where things was gonna go. And I think this is where I want it. Okay. Now, the center of these would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, center is right here. Again, I'm just going to put a temporary block there and grab some hoppers. Place hoppers to that block and just produce a hopper line that runs right down the center here. This hopper line needs to go the full length of our farm. There and there. Okay. Now, I don't need any of this cobblestone. I'm going to get rid of it. It doesn't confuse me. Now, because pumpkins need 2 dirt blocks, one for the stem and then one for the pumpkin. We need to put together double collection carts. So, get rid of the wood. These. And build this type of system. Again, get rid of all that cobblestone. And this row, a couple more cobblestone to get rid of. And placed. Okay. So let's run up here so we can kind of see what we did. We've got 2, 4, and 2 with a 1 block gap in between the 2s and the 4s. Now we need our redstone torches on each of these. 4 and here. So all the way around both sides, we got redstone torches at the end of those lines of blocks. Here's where we place our tracks. Powered rail on the ends, regular rails between them. The redstone torch we placed powers those rails and will make the carts go back and forth between the powered rails. These rails go right over the hoppers. That's where any pumpkins that are picked up will be deposited. And just keep going until we get everything fully covered. So it looks like that. We got 2 rails, 4 rails, and 2 rails with this 1 gap, 1 block gap in between. This is where our water is going to go, right on top of that block. So the 2 gaps are covered. So the gaps that were between the rails are now covered with a row of blocks. Now beside that row of blocks, we're going to place dirt blocks. These will be placed on each side of that block, and this will create a channel for our water. Let's go back up and see if we can show. It's getting kind of tall, can't see. But there, we got 2 channels which will be filled with water now. Okay, find my water bucket. And climb to the top. And start placing our water in. A little trick here. When you place one there, and then on the third one, now these become water sources. So you can see the flowing water, put it in the second flowing water, and keep working along. It's like go ahead 2 and pick up from the previous one. Okay, do this on the same on both sides. Fill her up. Once you get the hang of that, it's pretty easy. Now these dirt blocks are where the pumpkins are going to be planted. 7 in each row, 28 in total. Now, we're going to be covering everything with pistons and observers. We need to put some light in here. Now I'm using the glowstones that I got from the cleric. These work perfectly. That's probably too many, but you can't really have too many. The more the better. Okay, this final side, we'll till this to farmland. All the way forward. Now, let's see if we can see it. So our channels are full of water, and I've covered each with glass and glowstone. And we have tilled farmland on either side. Now, on all this tilled farmland, we will plant our pumpkin seeds. 1 seed every block, 7 in each row, 28 seeds in total. Okay, there. Now we need to place an observer right on that little plant. This can be a little tricky, but it can be done. Working along, placing observers on each and every one. So 28 observers. Okay. Not bad. Okay. Beside each observer, we need a piston. This can be tricky too. You need to just point it at the top edge of that observer and the pistons will align properly. Each observer has a piston. Each observer is watching the pumpkin stem. Now, what we need is to get our mine carts going. Now these are mine carts with hoppers. That is important. Let's start in the middle. So place a cart there and a cart there, and they will continuously go back and forth between the power rails, traveling over the hopper line in the middle. Anything that gets in that minecart with a hopper will be deposited into the hopper line that running down the middle. Okay, 2 more here, and then I believe we need 2 more on the other side. Yes, 1 there and 1 on there. Now, they will keep going back and forth. Now we have to place a dirt block where we want the pumpkin to grow. So each pumpkin stem will require a block of dirt to place the pumpkin. This will totally cover all the mine carts now. So sometimes when the pumpkin gets harvested, it'll land on where the stem is. With the double mine carts there, it doesn't matter. It will pick it up. Whether it's on the open block or where the stem is. We don't want to waste any pumpkins. Okay, again, we want to apply as much light to the pumpkins as possible. If it's dark, they will not grow. So light is very important. Okay. Mine cart's flowing, everything is looking good. One more thing we have to do is connect the signal from the observers to the pistons. This is done with redstone dust, and we just basically place redstone dust on everything up here. Every piston, every observer gets redstone dust all the way through. Doesn't matter that they all connect to each other. That works perfectly. There we go. Can't really see anything from up here anymore. Okay, one thing though, pumpkins, when they're harvested, could bounce out the front here. So just to hold the pumpkins in there, I'll put a row of glass on the front and on the very back. Now, we won't waste any pumpkins, and they'll all stay inside. Okay, now next morning, just got a few things to clean up around the front. Put some stone, nothing fancy. Want it to look kind of industrial. So this is a pumpkin making machine here. Closing this in with glass just so I can see the carts, see that something's working. And finish off this corner just to be consistent. And there we go. That's our automatic pumpkin harvesting machine. Pumpkins are up top. One grows, pistons fire, smash the pumpkin. Hopper mine carts pick it up, deposit it into the chest. Okay. 39 chests already just while we're building this thing, or 39 pumpkins. Just while we were building this thing. So I've left this alone for a while and did some other things around the island. Now when we come back, no, it's not going to show me one growing. Okay, now we come back. We have enough pumpkins to do a lot of trading with. Well, this is Papa Steve signing off.